What is up? This is Clock Management. I'm your host, Justin, and as always, I'm joined by Perry.
Good morning, Justin. So I know you've got a few nicknames. I was curious if one of them is Coffee.
No, but it probably should be.
Yeah, it should, because I love to start my day with you.
Nice. Perry, we're almost to the fantasy football playoffs.
I know.
Some leagues we are to the fantasy football playoffs because some people didn't update their leagues from when there's an added week.
Right. I know it's only one game longer than it has been for ever, but it feels like this is going on so much longer.
For real.
Right. Like, I was looking last night and I was like, okay, it looks like I made the playoffs in this league and that league. And it was like, wait, when did the playoffs start? I feel like the playoffs should have already started.
Right? It just feels, I'm like, man, this is a long season and it hasn't even been longer yet.
Right. That's a funny way to put it. It hasn't even been longer yet.
What up, Miles? Miles in the chat. Also, I got tickets to the Seattle Seahawk 49er game.
I saw, yeah. How'd that go?
It was awesome. I want to shout out a buddy of mine goes by the moniker. Is moniker a thing still? A term?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use it.
A word.
It's going by. I didn't know. I know it's a word. I just didn't know if it's a word that's used. If
you just used it, so
right. Yeah. But he goes by the moniker Sausage Major. He streams on Twitch and all that stuff. But awesome guy. Got me tickets that he got from George Kittle, so that was pretty cool. And apparently the Seahawks really hate George Kittle because I was at the top of the stadium. And after that game, I can understand why they really hate George Kittle.
Yeah, but I mean, they still lost.
Yeah, that was a rough game. I was shocked. There were probably is a 50-50 split in fans at that stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before the game, there was actually more 49er fans, as they were coming out of the tunnel, which was crazy. You could hear them booing Russell Wilson, all the crowd booing Russell Wilson as he ran out.
There might be some Seahawks fans that would boo Russell.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Seahawks fans, I think, are split right now. I would say it's about a 75-25 split between whether they think Russell Wilson needs to go or Pete Carroll.
Which, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it feels absolutely insane to me that you would let Russell Wilson go and keep Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll needs to leave. As somebody that has a franchise that has struggled with a quarterback for
you don't want those problems.
Do not get rid of your franchise quarterback. Please do not do it.
As someone who is currently struggling through a quarterback crisis,
I would take Jimmy Garoppolo over almost every other person that started for Denver since Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would probably take Trey Lance as well.
I think I would too.
It's a small sample size, but I'm taking the chance.
Yeah, I mean, we could have drafted him, but we didn't. But anyways. Oh, no, it was Justin Fields. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys could have had Fields. Mac Jones.
And Mac Jones.
I mean, did you see how amazing he was with his ball placement last night?
He was on point.
Yeah, right to the running back's chest every time.
Not every single time. Well, he did throw it 3 times, Justin, okay?
Yeah, I think he missed the handoff on those and was forced. Man, I forgot to hand it off.
I loved that win. That was awesome. I just love that they're like, no, we're going to just beat you this way.
Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah.
I thought that there would be some passing, some dump off passes, some screen plays, passes to the tight end maybe, but no, they're just nope, we're just not throwing the ball.
No, and clearly they didn't need to.
Yeah, that was wild. There were some other notable things going on in like the NFL. The Detroit Lions, they got a win.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
I'm shocked. I'm amazed. The Lions are now going to the Super Bowl. They're turning their
No,
season around.
no, they're not. No, they didn't. Their season is still going in the same direction that it was when
Oh,
it started.
okay. All right. So I'll stop the hype train.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Lions have had a hype train in a really long time.
No, they haven't. Yeah.
But yeah, that was just crazy. I was at the 49er game, as I said, so I didn't get to watch the game live. So I would just see the scores pop up. And when I saw the Vikings Lions final, I'm like, what? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I know. I felt the same way about the Steelers game too. I couldn't believe the Steelers won.
Yeah. By 1 point. They went for 2 on the Baltimore Ravens went for 2 after scoring, which I'm not going to lie. Like every time I watch a game and it comes down to like the 49ers or Seahawks game, when they were down there at the whatever yard line, they could have scored and they would have been in the same situation. I'm like, they have to go for 2. You know, I always want them to go for 2, but then when you do and you don't get it, everyone's like, what idiots.
I mean, they had to go for 2. Lamar Jackson just didn't put it on the right target. Like he was off target.
I felt bad for Mark Andrews because he was upset with himself afterwards. I'm like, it wasn't a good throw.
No, it was a bad throw. I mean, he got a hand on the ball, so I mean, there is like, okay, maybe you could have got it in. I don't know if I would use the word should have though.
Yeah. Like, was it a possibility? Yeah, but it wasn't likely.
Yeah. Justin, so I don't know if you're aware, but we're playing each other this coming week in our main league. I've already locked
You're
up
welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
I've already locked up a playoff spot. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I have locked off a consolidation bracket slot in that league. Yeah. I was talking to your brother yesterday, and he was like, what does it feel like making fantasy football content and winning the Tebow? And I'm like, first of all, I've never won the Tebow, Andrew. I'm like, in fact, the only other year that I had this bad, I beat you to give you the Tebow. So I hope that I see you in the consolidation bracket again.
Yeah, people aren't aware. Our last place trophy is called the Tebow.
Oh yeah, I probably should have.
we have feelings about Tim Tebow. Anyways, if I beat you, I lock up a first round bye, so that would be sweet.
Well, I'm gonna do my best to keep you from getting that, Perry.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know how much that means at this point, but
I don't know.
I'm gonna do it. We do have some waiver wires, not a lot of them, but we have a couple.
There's not a lot. Last week was a much better waiver week than this week for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't need these guys to lock up a playoff spot, but I mean, or a first round bye in Perry's case.
I wanted to talk about one backfield situation, and it'll kind of jump off into our waiver talk. Did you see the news about Elijah Mitchell yesterday? Yeah, so he's entered the concussion protocol. He did hit his head during the game against the Seahawks, was able to return, but he was experiencing concussion symptoms yesterday. And so he is in the concussion protocol. The fact that they came on late kind of makes me concerned.
Yeah.
But Jeff Wilson, he has a knee issue that's flaring up as well. So it's not a guarantee.
Which is crazy. He just came back.
Yeah. It's not a guarantee that Jeff Wilson comes back, Justin. So, I mean, is it Jermichael Hasty? Is that the only option?
Yeah. I mean, so Hasty also has been injured. So he still needs to, be cleared to come back. They don't have a healthy running back right now.
Right.
They had their, I believe, 5th string, Trenton Cannon, who got carted off the field or put in an ambulance, taken off field. They said he's fine. And what's crazy is he might be the healthiest running back on their team. And he left the game in an ambulance.
Are we picking any of these guys up is my point.
Yeah, that's probably the good point. I was trying to just avoid that question, though. No. I would if you're watching on Facebook, by the way, we can't see your comments. They don't come through on there. So if you want to talk to us, you have to go to YouTube.
Yeah, get off Facebook, by the way. Just a pro tip from a guy that's doing really well.
Life hack.
Yeah, life hack. Get off Facebook.
No, I think Hasty is worth, like, if you're going to be desperate for running back and you need this to make the playoffs, I would grab Hasty and just see what happens.
Yeah, the starter in San Francisco has been like really good. So, yeah, I see Miles says Kelly Juszczyk. That could be an interesting play.
Yeah, I just have a hard time starting a fullback.
Hey, there might be a touchdown or two there.
Yeah. If you're desperate, it's in play. Yeah,
that'd be fun. You win by starting a fullback, get into the playoffs that way. I like that.
Man, yeah, that'd be the like most Belichickian move.
Yeah,
it's like I'm just going to go with this game plan no one does, and
I'm going to run the ball
work
46 times. Yeah,
I think it's 50.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, waivers. Not a lot of waivers, Justin.
No,
I've actually got two guys that I really want to talk about, but
yeah, I have two guys that I like, and then I have probably two others that I think are worth mentioning.
Yeah. Well, why don't you bring up the first one?
Man, and now I regret saying like. It's Russell Gage from the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I regret you saying like too.
Yeah, right. He's only owned in 34% of leagues. He's been seeing a huge increase in targets. Teams have been just blanket coverage on Kyle Pitts, as for some reason the rest of the NFL didn't know Kyle Pitts was as good as fantasy players did at the beginning of the season. But now that they realize that, they just blanket him in coverage and leave Russell Gage open, and he is capable of catching a ball occasionally. So it's been decent for him the last few weeks. So I don't like him. He's had 27 targets in 3 weeks, which is a good number to have. He's caught 22 of those. He's a possible start. Like, it's sad, but he's a guy worth putting in your lineup if you're in need at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, it's probably honestly the best waiver pickup of the week, Russell Gage. Although I'm sure he's owned in probably majority of leagues.
34%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my only concern is just how bad that Atlanta offense is. Although if he's able to, haul in 11 for 130 against the Bucs, that's probably pretty good. So, like I said, Russell Gage is probably the best pickup. I was going to bring up Taysom Hill just because of his work on the ground. I think that we may have talked about Taysom Hill last week, but if you were the Jalen Hurts owner and you need some quarterback production, Taysom Hill may be the guy. I wouldn't expect anything dramatic, right? He's not going to throw for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then rush for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns or anything like that. That's a Lamar Jackson stat line. But with how much work he puts in on the ground, he will definitely be fantasy viable.
Yeah, and I want to put him back in my tight end slot. Can we rewind to last year?
No, that was BS. Playing me that week.
I don't know how that happened. My tight end they started snapping the ball to him. I had no idea that was going to happen. So, another guy that I like, or I think I like him so Keenan Allen is on the COVID list right now.
Right. Yeah.
If he doesn't make it back, I really like Josh Palmer. I think he's the best receiver, we'll see an increase. Like Mike Williams will be the one, but then Josh Palmer, I think, will be the second best guy there at that point. So with that offense, I like him. I think that's worth grabbing him just in case Keenan Allen doesn't make it to the field.
Yeah, no, I like that one a lot. I want to correct myself here. There is a chance that Taysom Hill throws for 200 and rushes for 100 and then 2 rushing and 2 passing touchdowns. I mean, he threw for 264 and 2 touchdowns, and he rushed for 101, but no touchdowns.
Yeah, but I mean,
but he also threw 4 interceptions.
There we go.
But that was against Dallas. Okay,
Yeah.
They've got the Jets this week.
Yeah, that's a good point. He could rush for 200 yards and only throw for 100 though, because he doesn't need to throw the ball after the first quarter.
Yeah.
And still have a total of 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Jared Cook would be a fun spot start. I think you're obviously hoping for, kind of a miracle with Jared Cook. I think that he gets lumped into that like tight end 6 through 15 range, right? Like where those guys are all separated by just a couple points. Making it higher is just based on falling into the end zone. So, but yeah, I mean, Jared Cook definitely lots of potential this week.
Yeah. Running back. So I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on last week, and I was saying if he's available, you should get him. That's Dontrell Hillyard. He's still available in the majority of leagues, 41% owned.
Yeah, I feel like people don't trust him.
Yeah, which it's because you went from having Derrick Henry there, which is a household name with casual fans.
A house.
Yeah, he's a brick house. To having Hilliard, who, I mean, no one had heard of, and you're just general fan, so people don't feel comfortable. But
I think the majority of his work in the one game that he did well was one big play, which is always makes me a little bit nervous, right? But a starting running back is a starting running back, and considering the injuries right now, you can't really be too picky. So
yeah, exactly. There's so many injuries out there. We still have bye weeks.
Yeah, latest bye week ever this week, week 14.
Yeah. So I mean, as Miles had said, Miami, New England, Philly, and Indy are on a bye. So Jonathan Taylor is not playing this week. So the fantasy gods will bestow another running back his points this week. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it works. An A plus B situation.
But yeah, do you like so Hilliard and Foreman? Why do I always want to say Hilliard? Hilliard and Foreman. Which one do you like more?
I like Hilliard more.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yeah. But only as like an RB3, to be clear.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's like a flex spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you need someone there because Jonathan Taylor is on a bye week.
Right.
And don't drop Jonathan Taylor for him.
Right. Yeah. Gaskin on a bye week. Jonathan Taylor on a bye week.
Gaskin's had a bunch of bye weeks this year.
Yeah. Everybody likes to hate on Myles Gaskin. I think he's a good running back. Okay. I think he's a good player.
think he's a horrible running back for my fantasy team this season.
Well, there's a lot of horrible on your fantasy team this season.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I thought he was a good running back too.
Yeah. Your fantasy season is a situation that just didn't work out.
Yeah. I'm coming back strong for that consolidation bracket though.
I'm rooting for you.
Another guy I wanted to mention too. So Joe Mixon had a neck injury.
Mm-hmm.
So if he misses any time, this is gross, but Samaje Perine.
Not that gross.
I just in the past it has been, but Samaje I think is worth a pickup if mix and misses any time.
Yeah, I think he's definitely worth a pickup. The amount that the Bengals have been leaning on the run lately, obviously he's not going to be Joe Mixon, but I would be happy to even get like 75% of what Joe Mixon is out of Samaje Perine for 1 week. Yeah, blame Saquon. I like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to give Justin crap about Saquon Barkley, but everybody else can. Go for it,
No,
guys.
I have never said you can't give me crap about Saquon Barkley.
I know, but you get so worked
well, yeah,
up.
I'm going to defend myself.
Yeah.
And to be clear, we had him ranked one spot different.
Yeah, I know we did. I know. All right. A lot of people did.
Yeah, I just happened to have him one spot higher. So everyone, it's like you loved Saquon way more than everyone else. I'm like, one more spot.
Yeah, but you did. Okay, we're not going to get into it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, I did love Saquon. Okay. If Saquon had panned out, I would be taking a victory lap. So
yes, you would. You'd be taking victory laps for the next few years.
Yeah, like I'm going to on my Dalvin Cook.
Just like you do with Tyreek Hill.
And Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. See? Let's talk about those guys. That's so much more fun.
It is more fun to talk about those guys. Although not so much with Dalvin Cook this season. He's been fine, but
yeah. Which is, I mean, I was right on that one. I had him ranked lower this
season. Here we go, everybody.
There we go. Yeah, I had to find a gold lining somewhere.
Yeah. I was gonna mention Devonte Parker has a nice waiver pickup this week with Parker's return off IR. There's now he's that deep threat on that team. Tua definitely likes to throw deep to Devonte Parker. So obviously they're on bye this week. So Devonte Parker would be like a pre-week pickup. So that's why he's not a super high priority for me.
And depending on
going into the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, depending on how your team's IR or your league's IR slots work too, like there's a chance he's a pretty good chance he's available because people didn't want to just have, if you only had one IR spot, you probably weren't waiting on Parker this whole time when you have all these other bigger name people getting injured. So a lot of people may have dropped him, and then with the bye week this week, so there's a good chance he's available.
I think temper your expectations with him. He's a wide receiver 3, in my opinion, right? But his targets this season 7, 9, 7, 9, 11, and then 5 in his first game back. I like that. And coming out of the bye, could be a pretty decent end of the season here for Devonte Parker. And he plays the Jets in week 15, which will be the first week of many people's playoffs.
So I have another guy I wanted to talk about, though, and see what you think about him. MVS. Marquez Valdez Scantling.
Yeah, no, I think I feel very similar to how Aaron Rodgers feels about MVS. I love him and I hate him at the same time.
Yeah, he's seen 19 targets in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I would put MVS right around the same spot that I would put Devonte Parker, maybe a little ahead of him, slightly ahead of Devonte Parker, but I want him as my wide receiver 3. I do not want him higher than that.
Oh. Thinking of picking up a DST for fantasy playoffs week 17 or 16, 17, Giants and Washington, or Seahawks or Eagles who have the Giants and Washington, or Seahawks who have the Bears and Lions.
I lean Eagles.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't want the Seahawks defense. They have been improved the second half of the season, but I expect the Bears to continue to get better, and the Lions, I mean, they're on a winning streak now.
Oh my God. Yeah, I lean Eagles.
Yeah, I do as well.
But if the Eagles aren't available, I mean, I don't hate the Seahawks quite as much as Justin does, but
I mean, I just hate them in general.
Yeah, this situation, I would go Eagles, but the Seahawks are definitely something that should be considered going to the playoffs. I love streaming DSTs. That is how I do it.
I do as well in several leagues. And then sometimes I'll just find a good one and latch on to them. I'm trying to see real quick what Indianapolis' schedule looks like, because since they're on a bye, they're probably getting dropped. They play the Raiders week 17, and week 16 they play. Where is it? Okay, yeah, never mind. They play the Cardinals. I would not go with them. Okay. But yeah, with MVS, I like him. I like him a lot, but I just have a hard time trusting him, because he's been so inconsistent.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the joke I was making when I mentioned Aaron Rodgers, right? Like,
yeah,
the guy gets open,
it's cold,
but
it's yes and then it's no.
I've made that joke so many times in my life. I can't be mad. I can't be mad at you for making the same.
I know. I saw it on your face. You wanted to.
I know.
You're like,
shut
I can't.
up. I was like, no, it's good. It's good.
Oh man. Yeah, my coffee's starting kicking. I'm waking up.
Yeah, same. I have to go to work early today.
Yeah. But that's the only other player I actually wanted to mention. I think next week we should talk about some players to stash, or like DSTs to stash for the playoffs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I've kind of already been doing that. I think people probably should also have been doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should definitely talk about that a little bit more next week.
Miles, how many of those targets did MVS catch? I didn't write down the number he caught. I'm gonna say 6.
All right, I will find out for you.
No, I think it's got to be a decent amount. I'm gonna guess 15 because he has 173 yards. I did write that down, so it's a decent amount. And I know they're all deep passes, but yeah.
All right, so he caught 8.
8. Oh man, I was close the first guess. Wow.
Yeah, 4 of 10 and 4 of 9.
So. Nice. Wow, look at him.
Yeah.
That's why Aaron Rodgers hates him. He's like, I throw it to you 20 times and you catch less than half. But you do get 173 yards. So
I am I'm excited to see what happens with Aaron Rodgers this offseason, by the way. I'll take our last minute and a half here to talk about the team out there in Denver who would love to have Aaron Rodgers stop by and check out our very strong wide receiver core.
I think the 49ers should continue their trade offer from last offseason. We'll give you Jimmy G and Trey Lance. You guys give us Aaron Rodgers. Like, I guess we wouldn't need to trade, right? Isn't he a free agent after this year?
I believe so. I believe that's true.
Yeah.
Right?
So we'll just trade them away to other teams. He comes here. We'll give you Jimmy Garoppolo, as you stated how much you would love to have Jimmy Garoppolo over at Denver.
Over what we had. Over what we've had.
It doesn't even have to be a trade. We just give him to you, and we get Aaron Rodgers. I'm happy with that.
All right, let's get out of here, Justin.
Let's do it. Oh no, one more thing.
No,
Big Ben has said there's reports this is his final season. What do you think about this?
I don't know why he needed to report that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was his choice.
Maybe he's just come to the realization that we've all been at for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
But what he said, to be clear, was, I believe that this is my last year with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but I also...
Which means that he thinks he's going to go play somewhere else.
That's a good point. He believes this is his last year with Pittsburgh. Everyone else believes this is his last year.
Right. Will he get signed somewhere, Justin? And if Denver signs him, I am no longer a Denver Bronco fan.
I think he could maybe as a backup quarterback somewhere. He's not. His starting days are done.
His starting days are done.
he needs to call quits. But what does this mean for the Steelers next year, Perry? Like Mason Rudolph heading them?
No, I mean they're drafting, right? They're drafting.
Yeah, they're going to have to. It kind of forces their hand. And I mean, we'll see how great of a pick they have, who they end up with in the draft. But I mean, you could find good talent in the draft anywhere. So it'll be interesting to see what they do, though. But he is kind of forcing their hand there with that now, which they should have done a while ago. So it's on them.
Yeah, no, they should have a while ago. But I think that there's been reports that he was trying to not allow that to happen.
Yeah. I mean, you could try all you want, but look at Aaron Rodgers. At
least Aaron Rodgers is still good when he's trying to stop that from happening.
Right. But also, I was going to say, I'm scared for their wide receivers for the future.
Yeah.
We don't know who they're going to have there at quarterback. I like their wide receivers, but we don't know what's going to end up there.
I would personally try to sell Deontay Johnson in Dynasty.
He says Miami seems fun. If you're looking for a new team, Perry.
No. I'm never rooting for a Florida team. I'm sorry if you're from Florida, but
you could jump onto the Tom Brady bandwagon, though.
No. Who would I root for? Oh my gosh.
The 49ers, obviously.
That's not obvious at all. I think I'd root for the Chargers.
Really? You'd go interconference?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't care. I think I'd root for the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. I like Austin Eckler. That could be fun.
I was gonna say like Indy or something.
No.
Yeah, they're like a fun underdog right now. I want to root for them. I'm like, yeah.
Are they an underdog? I don't know.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the season, everyone hated them.
Just because Carson Wentz, which you and I both said, this could be good.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean I'm a fan. I was just analyzing the situation.
Yeah, and then they got Zach Ertz over there. I'm like, oh, no, they don't have Zach Ertz. He went to the Cardinals. Sorry. Wrong. I just had fond memories of Wentz throwing Ertz the ball. Let's bring those back.
Yeah.
Mo Alley Cox isn't as fun. Or Jack Doyle. Oh, I'm growing to hate Jack Doyle.
Maybe I'll root for the Patriots. Last night was fun.
I like that. Yeah.
I enjoyed watching them just run the ball over and over and over again.
And if there's ever a time to jump on the onto the Patriots bandwagon in quotes, it would be now, right? Because there's no bandwagon to speak of. Everyone hates on them.
They're the best team in football right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they can win the ball without a quarterback or receivers.
They can win the ball.
Sorry for everyone we talked about Kendrick Bourne to. We did not know they would be playing in a blizzard at that time, to be fair.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the show there, and we will see you, or I will see you guys Sunday, and we will see you guys next week.
All right. Cheers.